Minister, good morning. Thank you for joining us. It's a done deal.
Good morning. Yes, it is a done deal. It's a fantastic piece of news, a huge opportunity for Australia, as you said, only the third country to host the Games 3 times, and enormous opportunity, enormous prospects for Queensland, Brisbane, and of course for the rest of Australia. Wonderful news.
What do you think got the bid in the end over the line?
Well, the work that's been done by the bidding group over the period of our work with the committee that's been assessing it, the work that's been done with the presentation, it was regarded very, very highly as a bid document, much more deeply interrogated than in a circumstance when countries are looking at a number of bidders. So a very, very comprehensive bid. The fact that it aligned with the ideals that the Olympic Committee had for future games, 85% of facilities are existing or temporary, for example. So all of those sorts of attributes that the IOC were looking for as a part of their new bidding process, we made sure that our bid met those. And of course, we were absolutely delighted with the result last night.
Yeah, absolutely. Minister, was this already, though, a done deal? Was there really anybody else in contention?
Well, there are a number of other countries who were interested in bidding. And so ensuring that we put our best foot forward in front of the IOC committee last night was, I think, really important. They were very, very impressed with the presentations that we made. It was a hugely emotional night. Being awarded the Olympics is a really big deal. As you say, as I've said, it's only happened 3 times for Australia, 56 in Melbourne, 2000 in Sydney, and now 2032 in Brisbane. And for all those young aspiring athletes out there, Olympic and Paralympic hopefuls, they now have the opportunity to work towards 2032 and compete in a home Olympics. And James Tompkins was with us last night, and the emotion that he was displaying off the back of his experience of being able to operate, compete in a home Olympics in Sydney was very, very visible. And so he's, really, really excited for the opportunities for young Australians that are coming forward from the Games in 32.
And what guarantees are there for Queensland that the state will certainly reap the benefits of hosting an Olympic Games?
Well, look, you'll start to see those things occur very, very soon. The infrastructure will have to be built. We're talking about $8.1 billion of economic benefit to Queensland projected by the reports that were pulled together for this bid. Over $17 billion of economic benefit for the country. So those things will start to flow through. The infrastructure has to be built. Over 120,000 jobs, 90,000 of those in Queensland. So as we come out of the pandemic, those things that need to be done in the interests of the Games will start to come to fruition and assist economically, but also assist in a community sense. And of course, as we saw off the back of the recent Commonwealth Games, the infrastructure that was built to support those Games is now being used to support community sport. So the benefits will start to flow and they will last for a long time.
Let's talk about the Games that are about to start imminently where you are in Tokyo. Let's talk about the COVID situation in Japan. How concerned are you about the fact that some athletes in the Tokyo village have tested positive to COVID-19?
Well, that was always anticipated, and I must say it's a very, very different city, Tokyo. It's a very, very different Games. If I were anywhere else other than my hotel room, I'd be wearing a mask right now. So there are very strict protocols that we're all following with respect to moving around and interacting with each other. And you saw that when the announcement was made yesterday, we had to be very, very restrained. So we're concerned, obviously, but we made sure that our athletes had access to vaccine before they came over here. And the IOC's also done that in supporting other athletes. They have very strong protocols in managing those that are unfortunate enough to contract the virus, and they're doing everything that they possibly can to ensure that both the athletes are safe, but also the citizens of Tokyo. So the separations that are in place to ensure that are quite strict and strong. And Tokyo is a very, very different city to the one that I've experienced before.
Japan is currently experiencing a rise in COVID cases, Minister. Are you confident that the Games will still go ahead as planned?
Well, everything points to that. Preparations are moving ahead now for the opening ceremony on Friday night. It is a very difficult situation here in Japan, you're right. And I think we all ought to thank the Japanese people, the people of Tokyo, for hosting the Games. It's a hugely important event. It'll bring a lot of joy to many people around the world, and I hope it brings some joy to the people here in Tokyo as well. It is a huge thing that they're doing for the world, bringing the athletes of the world together for this Olympiad. And I'm certainly looking forward to seeing the Games starting on Friday, although we did see some Australians in action yesterday. It was great to see the Matildas start their campaign for these Olympics with a win last night.
A win for the Matildas, a win for Brisbane. What a fantastic 24 hours in sport already. Minister for Sport Richard Colbeck, thank you for joining us.
Thanks very much, Danica.